are you all? Hope you're well. Welcome to the channel. So I want to thank my returning subscribers. Thank you for tuning in and supporting me. And if you're new here, you like what I'm about, please consider subscribing. Turn on your notification button so you can know whenever I upload a new video. Thank you. Please give this video a like, please. And please, guys, watch the full video. Don't skip the advert. This is a way of you supporting the channel. I do appreciate you all. Thank you. So today I want to talk about things that we don't like people doing to us, or we sometimes do it to people. It could be annoying sometimes depending on how you receive it or how you take it compared to when it's being done to you. So the first one is people using dear, my dear, dear to you. In a way, you might not like being addressed as dear, but the word dear are being used maybe formally or informally, especially when you're writing an email, or if they write a letter to you, an email to you, they will address as dear so person, your appointment is being, or congratulations on so and so. Now addressing people maybe face to face, you see some people, they are so used to saying, my dear, help me with that thing. Oh dear, this one, some will use my dear, why some will use dear. Some people don't like that word dear, as long as they don't have emotional feeling for you. They feel it's whoever have an emotional feeling that should be using dear for them. And this also occurs sometimes at work, school, and all that. If you have the opposite gender addressing you as a dear, people tend to raise highbrow. And also you can imagine a lady at work calling another married man, dear, help me with this thing, my dear, help me with that thing, or my dear, do this, dear, my dear, this or something, or dear. After a while, people start reading meaning to it. That what do you mean by dear? Is there something going on? So you see, the other person might find like, please don't call me dear. There was a time that when people use the word dear for me, I feel like, please don't do that. In my heart, like, why situations are a dear for me? But as time gets on, I try to get used to it. Once in a while too, I might be admin. Sometimes, when you guys are gisting, you might just say, oh my dear. It's not like that. Or even if I'm talking to my elder sister, people that are older, we're just gisting like, oh, it's not necessary. Oh, that thing now, you can just be laughing over something. But when this conversation is quite intense, or is you guys are telling yourself some bitter truth, and some just, my dear, this one, they would like, oh, am I the one you're using dear for? Or some people decide to take it as if the dear means someone below them. No. So it depends on the people I'm actually relating with, the relationship we have together, or what led to me using the word dear. But I'm very conscious when it comes to dear as well. Are you also conscious when people use dear or my dear to you? Okay, so the next point is people calling you by your first name. Some people don't like to be addressed as their first name. They like to be addressed as Miss O, or O, or Mrs. this. Some people carry the Mrs. in their head as if it's something else. Why some, even they are married, they want you to call them by their first name, and that's all. Why some, from the tribe I come from, they want you to use extra respect. Is it necessary? It depends on who you are talking to, what you guys are talking about, the atmosphere. Okay, so the second one is first name calling. Some people like to be addressed by their first name. Some want to be addressed with extra respect, auntie, brother, and all that. Some is brother, auntie, Christianical way, religiously, while some want it as extra, would I say extra way of address, showing that, oh, you're older than me, or I respect you. The word here that I described in the other word too can be used as a sign of respect to some people, like dear social person. But you know, the way we kind of take this thing sometimes, we take it wrongly, we perceive it wrongly, and if someone has issue going on within them, they could misconstrue what you have said using the word dear or calling them by their first name. So, for example, where I come from, my own tribe, this some people carry this auntie, brother, they carry it especially it's like they breathe with it. They when you're talking to them, they take note of the way you're talking to them. So you know, sometimes it makes you to be kind of more conscious of when you're talking to them, if that you're not being free or they are not free around you. But when you start using auntie, eh, this one for them, then they will like, oh, that's when you see them smiling. Am I also into that kind of a thing? I would say mine should be like 10%. I actually don't take it as such serious. I think maybe the heat of the argument, maybe the way the person is talking to me could make me feel like, you know what, I need to kind of give myself that respect. I know how to draw the line. It's not, but like addressing me by my first name, I'm okay with it. The children nowadays they will address you by your first name. It is when you know that when they know that you're their mother's friend, that's when they want to call you auntie. But normally they know you're not really their auntie. I mean, relative, not being a relative. So they do address their teachers by Mrs. So thing, or they call them by their name. They see other children outside too, calling their mom or their father by their first name. But because they are not really brought up that way, they find a way of balancing things. So, you know, a lot of people believe in addressing you by your first name, but that does not make me to see a 70 years old man and I'm start addressing that person as his first name. If we're not at work, I will find a way of balancing way I'm going to address that person. If you want to use Mr., some will use sir, some like the sir, or some like the ma, and some if it's someone that I know, I can use ma'am for ma'am, not ma. It all depends on how you converse with people, but a lot of people don't like to be addressed by their first name. They feel, oh, he's rude, or I'm older than this person, or this person is older than me. I don't care. I have to give it to that person. Hot and spicy by addressing them by their name. Meaning, thinking if you address them by their name, that's when you're showing sign of rudeness. It does not show a sign of rudeness. I think if you know the person that person wouldn't like it when you address them by their first name. Of course, then maybe you got into that person's nerves. The next, let me know, do you also have issues with this, or have you experienced this that some people prefer to be used for them to call them auntie, this one brother, this one either Christian brother or based on age. Some they wanted to address them based on their marital status, you know. Have you experienced this before, or is this something you also take to heart? That's number two. Number three is scolding. The way you can scold people might be different from the way other people will scold you. Some would scold you bluntly, and on that spot they will scold you, while some will call you aside and tell you that thing you did, I don't like it, don't try it again. Why some will give it to you outrightly out there, and they are very harsh with it. How do you scold people? The same way, if you are the type that usually call people aside and tell them every other person might not be able to do it your own way. I think it now depends on how you handle it with that person, or tell the person next time, please talk to me in this way. I'm approachable, but don't do it publicly. Except if I didn't publicly disgrace you or something. I don't like that kind of a show. The way we show reaction to being scolded matters, and the way we're being approached, where that person's scold us also could bring a bad reaction out of us. So scolding, we scold people, but we don't like people to scold us, maybe in a certain way. Let me know, do you also feel this as well? Another one is when people ease. You know, that is when they kiss their teeth. So some people, when you do something that annoys them, they feel when they kiss their teeth. Some will do it loudly, while some will do, or they will just, there's different way of kissing teeth. Some are just done maybe when you guys are chatting, but when the argument is in a very hot, deep moment, and you give that insult. You don't like it to be done to you, but you also do it to people unconsciously, not knowing that that person is also taking notes. But you can say, you know what, I detest when people ease at me. But you do it when the issue is on and you just can't take it. You can just like this one, we do it. These are the things I'm saying, things that we do to people that we don't really like being done to us. And the last one I have here is reporting or showing a displeasure of something that is being done to us. Some people, when you've done something wrong to them, or you've done something they don't like, they don't come to you to have a word with you and show and tell you what they don't like. They would rather go to someone else to tell. That's their own comfort zone of telling of showing displeasure. So instead of them to call you, they rather first of all tell someone. Maybe that person has to go and talk to this person, or that person has to be the one to go and come and tell you that, oh, what you did to Mr. A or to Miss B is not right. But you still want to go and address that person and say, oh, you should have spoken to me. I'm approachable, blah, blah, blah. But some people have the habit of, instead of them to have a word with you, they rather go to the next person to open up to them to hear. And this thing could actually spring up gossip in the process. It might be unplanned gossip, but in the process, the person you're reporting to or telling airing your own displeasure to could actually say something that will make you to feel, oh, so that person is always like that. So this kind of issue do spring gossip, hatred, and few other things. Then malice starts setting in. So if you're the type that you don't like to approach people. I'm not using the word confrontational here because some people confront in a different way. So some will confront aggressively, their attitude and all that determines if they're being not if they are coming across as aggressive or not. So some, because they know they can come in a harsh way, they rather go and tell someone else. Why don't you sleep on it? Then maybe when you're calm, then find a way of talking to the person. Those are the things that I feel we sometimes do to people, and we don't want people to do it to us. Some will respect, some will say, I have to report that person or tell so person about what that person what you did to me, because I don't want to disrespect you. You can talk to that person about what you're not happy with by not disrespecting them. When you tell the third party, I don't think it's always showing a sign of respect, but some, it depends on how heavy the issues are. Maybe you don't know how to address it or start it with the person, but I think you should sleep over it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about this point that I've raised. That do you also feel displeased about all these points when you're being addressed as being dear, dear, my dear, and all that. And when people also call you by your first name, does it depend on their age, their class, where you guys are? When your junior ones also address you by your first name, if someone also reports you, of what they are not happy with, do you rather have them come to you and talk to you about it? And when people ease, always ease, when they ease at you, is this something that you can't really take, that you can't stand it? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And please guys, if you haven't liked this video, please give it a like, share if you can. I really appreciate that. And please remember to watch my other content as well. I will be happy with that as well. Until I come your way next time, please do take care. Bye.